if you actually want something that you're going to be able to take to a table and people are going to go, you know, cool, you know, you can have a nice army that maybe will be a lot more fun to play with, I think, than your unpainted, unprimed models. I mean, even if you just primed your models, there's a hell of a difference there. Yeah,
it's always, you know, I mean, if you spend time painting your models and you've got a fully painted force, it must be awful to, you know, some guys just glued his models together to the base, or, you know, just even stuck legs to the base and that's it. Okay, so I've just added 2 or 3 dobs of Goblin Green and 1 big dob of the Dark Angels Green, and as you can see there is a difference there. This is the basic Goblin Green. So now we're going to dilute it, and we want this to be reasonably runny, skim milk or slightly less consistency again. And all we're going to do is we're going to imagine that the light is coming from above the miniature, so wherever the light we think the light would fall, you know, in the crevices, that's where we put the shadow colour.
A manual version of what 3D artists would call global illumination.
Yep. So in the crevices that run down here, underneath the lip, and do his nose. This basically gives definition to the face, because they've got quite ape-like features. Under the cheekbone. Yeah, that'll do. Furrow his brow. And again, we've left the eyes alone. They're quite finely detailed, these models, much more finely detailed than the classic range. So the way they do the plastic models is they use a 3-up, which is about 3 times the size.
That must be a hell of a thing to see, actually.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of the Soul Grinder, the new Chaos 40k Demon engine, basically a possessed defiler, and it was, the actual torso itself was massive.
Yeah, I bet it was. Must be quite huge.
Yeah. So
could have used it as a Chaos Titan, couldn't they?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it must have been a good, what, 8 to 10 inches tall. That was just on the body. Don't worry about making mistakes. You can always touch it up with the base coat, which is basically what I'm going to have to do. I'm making a couple of mistakes here because
we don't make mistakes though, do we, Rob?
I'm making some deliberate mistakes.
No, we don't make mistakes. We make happy little accidents.
I'm making a happy little accident, which is why I'm sitting funny. But you know, we can show the repair. Now, with the Ork's arms, they're very muscular, so just in the grooves, basically. Just painting shadows, and if you can see, that's adding some definition. I
apologise to any viewers that it's slightly jerky here, but we are trying to get as close as we can here without balancing the camera literally on Rob's head. So
yeah, I was all for the eyeball camera, you know, like the cool Special Forces head cam.
however, unfortunately, the eyeball cam only exists in the game Cyberpunk 2020.
Yeah, that was a bit of a bummer. I'd like to apologise if I keep on moving the miniature out of shot.
Yeah, however, you do have to move the miniature in order to paint it, unfortunately.
Now, if we're going from the top down, we would paint shadow under the bicep, because this would be in shadow. We can define the fingers and top there, because the arm is blocking the back of the hand. So we'll do a bit there. It looks a bit, and the bottom of the hand, it looks a bit rushed, you know, but once we add...
Well, this is very much a guide to making your tabletop army. We're not trying to win any golden demons here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not really trying to make you so much a showcase model in that you're going to win awards for it, but you are going to have an army that's going to sit on the table and, with any luck, intimidate the bejesus out of your opposing enemy.
Right, so you can see that there's a bit of an impression of volume already with the difference in shade, unless of course you're colourblind.
No, I can actually see that, and I'm colourblind.
Well, that's alright then. So the thing, I know my work especially, it always looks very scrappy until the end, which is unfortunate. I'm not the neatest of painters, so again in the grooves, you know, that's hidden from the light above. In that groove around his wrist, the bottom of the tricep is hidden.
I was just about to take a hearty drink there from the paint water without realising.
I've done it many a time. I normally drink a lot of coffee, and I used to use mugs. You know, I had an old mug that I used to use, and the amount of times I leave my brush in the coffee and then took a big swig of dirty paint water.
The taste of Games Workshop paint.
Yeah. So, but these are non-toxic. Like I say, the new foundation paints don't taste very nice, but they're not going to kill you.
No, exactly.
And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, apparently.
You know, I suppose there's no logic really in that whatsoever, isn't there?
No.
I mean, it could make you weaker over time, and then kill you.
Yeah.
Like being repeatedly hit with a stick won't kill you initially.
So you keep telling me, but you know, you shouldn't hit me with a stick. It's not very nice.
No. We have to do all sorts of things really to get our artists to perform quality work here at Prime It Up Studios.
I'd like to point out he only calls me an artist on camera. If he calls me off camera, he's very, very naughty.
I'll now direct Rob's attention to the Prime It Up axe.
You're a very, very nice man. So basically, that's the first round of shading.
Okay, I'll just.
So it is a touch hard to see at the moment, but there is a bit of definition added. You can see it more clearly on the arms.
No, it definitely does stand out. I mean, I can see it.
The face will stand out a bit more once the second layer of shadows has gone in, and then we start the highlights. So I'll just clean this off. Okay, so now we're moving on to the Dark Angels green. This is the base coat for the Dark Angel Space Marines, and I think it's a really nice dark green colour.
And is this being used for a slightly darker highlight then?
Yeah,
right.
It's just to provide a bit of differentiation between the shadows, a bit more visual interest. You don't have to. You can go straight to the Dark Angels green if you want.
Mm-hmm.